Bobby on the beat. Okay, I'm so excited to have a very special co-host today, Leah Cohen, one of my favorite people, great chef, lovely person. We'll get into that in a little while, but make sure that you subscribe on our YouTube channel, Bobby on the Beat podcast, and of course, follows us on Instagram, and of course, anywhere you get your favorite podcast. Okay, Leah, thanks so much for being here. I didn't realize that you were on Top Chef because you don't seem like a Top Chef contestant to me.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I mean by that. First of all, I'm not a huge watcher of Top Chef. Of course, I know so many people that have been on Top Chef. A lot of them are at the Food Network now. People on Top Chef, to me, seem to be more dramatic than you are. They get picked not only for their great cooking skills, but they also get picked because, you know, their personalities are big and kind of like a little bit loud, and you're so much more reserved. Is that true?
No.
Really?
Well, first of all, you didn't do your research well enough because I had like a showmance on the show.
A showmance?
I made out with another contestant.
Okay, wait a second. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. I mean, is that true?
Yeah. We both had significant others,
Okay.
and then we were on the show. He actually won season 5, Hosea.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we like... First of all, back then, they were pumping everyone full of alcohol. So we were wasted like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I became really good friends with him, and we made out one drunken night.
To me, you're one of the most interesting people in our business, and you're also one of the most talented. Plus, I just like you. You're an awesome person.
Thank
so
you.
I love being around you and picking up your amazing energy. But there's two things in your resume that are really funny to me. Now, how many people really read all the way through it? Very few.
Like no one.
Exactly. I mean, that's what happens. But of course, I read it. I was literally laughing out loud this morning because one of them was that you were a pizza delivery person.
Yes.
Which I also was. I worked at a place called Mimi's on 84th Street and Lexington Avenue when I was literally in 6th grade. And then my other favorite thing is that you worked in an Italian restaurant locally and you were a potato peeler.
Yeah.
But like those were actually...
I didn't even know that was there.
No, it's there.
Okay. Well, the pizza thing. So my husband's like, that's your claim to fame. And that's like the weirdest thing that you're super proud of. And like, there weren't many female pizza delivery people. And I would race against, there's always like one other guy that worked the shift with me. And I would race against them. Whoever got back faster would make more money. I'd also like get requests for like the pizza delivery girl to deliver the pizza. So I made cash. Like I made money.
You were hustling.
Yeah.
The restaurant business at any level is such an amazing place to work because it teaches you so many life skills.
Yeah.
It teaches you how to earn money. It teaches you how to work alongside people. It teaches you how to work in, sometimes like not great conditions, but also like it teaches you how to adjust in life. Did you go to college?
I went to University of Arizona for like a semester.
Okay.
I partied way too much.
This sounds like a line cook to me. No question about it.
Yeah, partied way too much, came back, went to Manhattanville College for like a year and a half, but was working in a restaurant at the same time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm more excited to go to work than I am to school. So then I went to the CIA.
Leah, there's a whole part of your life that we don't know about. I mean, making out on Top Chef and like partying.
A lot of
in
people
Arizona.
know about that.
Okay, of course they do. So that was the beginning of your culinary career. And then you went to Italy as well. Mm-hmm. What made you go to Italy? I mean, you have this Filipino mom and your dad was Romanian, like Jewish descent. And you're like, you know what? Italy. Like, how did that happen?
Let's do it. It was one of the instructors from the CIA. He recommended that I do the slow foods program. And back in the day, no one was really cooking like ethnic food like that. Like Filipino food is like, no, David Chang was like not a thing yet. Cause I think he really kind of opened the doors for what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Say more about that.
Sambar was amazing.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He really made Asian food feel cool and approachable and made everyone kind of, everyone was doing those crispy Brussels sprouts, right? He really set the stage for, I think, a lot of the restaurant, my type of restaurant and the restaurants that are popular today. Mm-hmm. And I think without him, I wouldn't have felt comfortable enough to open Pig and Khao in the city.
So you feel like that opened the door for you to do what you do with Pig and Khao.
For sure.
So somebody suggested you go to Italy.
Yeah.
Never a bad idea for anything.
No.
And what part of Italy was it?
So I worked in Sicily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sicily is a lot gutsier. It's a lot more down and dirty, like in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, and the food is incredibly different from the rest of the country.
Yeah.
It has all these influences from places like,
Africa.
from North Africa, there's a lot of couscous, and it's couscous and capers and swordfish, and like it's a fantastic cuisine.
Yeah. I lived in this like small little port town. So I was supposed to work at Il Duomo, and then I had come home for the holidays because I did a slow foods program. It was 6 months, and that gave you a working visa. And then when I came home, they called me and they were like, sorry, but you can't work at Duomo because they didn't realize that you were a girl. And we only had housing for boys, like because you were sharing housing with other men.
Okay, right? Sure.
And so they didn't feel comfortable putting me with the guys.
Right.
So then they found me this other restaurant, and I actually wound up loving where I was.
Was it fancy Italian food, or was it like
it was a one Michelin star restaurant?
Okay, so it was like very carefully plated.
Yeah.
So then you came back to the States, obviously, and then Pig and Khao like kind of showed up downtown on Clinton Street. That became like the bastion of cool places to eat. And how many years was that restaurant there?
13.
Who else did you work for?
Daniel Home.
Yeah, so you worked at 11 Madison Park, and you worked at this fancy Michelin restaurant in Italy. But I think of you as this badass girl in a t-shirt and an apron, slinging delicious Filipino dishes.
Yeah.
To me, that's how I think of you. Is that who you really are?
Yes, I think so. I think I wanted to be classically trained and get the technique, but that never really felt like home to me.
So when you look at the menu, like at Pig and Khao, how do you decide like when to like, stay authentic and then sort of move into things that are just kind of fun and whimsical?
I think for the new location, the Upper West Side location, I wanted to be a little bit more fun. I think for the older location, I really tried to stay authentic. Being half Filipino has always been like a struggle for me because people look at me and they're like, oh, what does she know? Because they don't, looking at me, you wouldn't know that I was Filipino.
Right.
Once I felt comfortable enough that like I can say I'm an authority on Filipino or Southeast Asian food, that's when I think I was able to have a little bit more fun with it.
How do you feel about like food influencers and how they become part of the fabric here?
I used to fight it, but now I think it's just part of what we do, and if you don't like grow with what's going on, then you're just going to get left behind. So I think it's really important. I think food influencers don't have as much influence as they used to. I think there's a selected handful of people who really still have a huge influence. And then a lot of them, it's just kind of noise. I'm open to people coming in and we give them a free meal. We don't pay them, but if they, if they have a good following, we'll give them a free meal.
See, that's interesting. It's like, back in the day of like the classic restaurant critic, New York Magazine, New York Times, obviously they still exist and they function at a very high level.
Yeah. They
would never accept a free meal from you. It was always like unwritten, like you didn't eat, like if you knew they were there, you didn't tell them that you knew you were there.
Yeah.
It was almost a game that everybody was sort of playing, but everybody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And so now it's a little bit more transparent and open. But one of the things that I'm doing is I'm actually talking to some people who are influencers who critique restaurants.
Yeah.
And there are, as you said, there are a handful of people that I think are really good. And I want to accredit them because they're definitely getting some pushback as a whole. And in some cases, rightly so, because if you don't really know what you're talking about, why are you going in and messing with people's livelihood? That's my feeling. But I also think there are some people who come at this in a really positive way and can be really useful. So this is a guy named Will, and I really like this guy's vibe.
Okay.
He goes to restaurants. He doesn't have a reservation. He doesn't make reservations.
Oh my God, I was just watching him on TikTok today.
There you go. And there's like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And they walk in. If they can't get in, they don't make a big deal out of it. They go to the next place. And I just love his vibe because he's just trying to like get into like the hottest restaurants in New York. Hard to get into restaurants. Some of them are new. Some of them are not new. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then they go in and they review the restaurant. But since I liked his vibe, I wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see what he knew.
Okay.
Let's see what he knows. Bobby on the beat.
If you don't know this walk and hopping thing, what we do is just try to go to the best restaurants in the city with no reservation. So let's get started with the corner store. We're about to try to walk into America's first and only Michelin-starred Korean steakhouse with no reservation.
I love your concept where you like walk into these restaurants and you get rejected a lot.
All the time.
But you're so great about it and gracious. How did that happen?
Started consuming a lot of food content. I was like, you know what? I'm already going to these restaurants anyway. Might as well just try my hand at making my own content. Trying to walk into the best restaurants in New York City and in the world.
So it's just a real life experience that kind of ticked it off. Who's your crew? Like you always have this crew of people. Like I want to be in your crew too.
They're literally just my best friends. It's become something where there's an active wait list.
When you guys venture out, like how long is the list?
It's probably 5 or 6 restaurants deep on the list.
Do you find that you have better experiences in the newer restaurants or the restaurants that have been around longer?
The restaurants that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Because they're tried and true and they're not really dominating the Instagram, TikTok algorithms. My whole goal is just to go to the best restaurants in the world.
Right.
And just film the experience.
And no pushback at all?
I get pushback from people that don't have profile pictures on TikTok.
You ever sort of, stare at the ceiling and be like, am I the person that should be doing this? Do I know enough to be doing this?
All the time. I have no traditional culinary training, experience, anything.
I don't know, how do you refer to yourself as a food influencer, a restaurant critic, a food critic, whatever it is. I want to accredit people who are really good at what they do. I love your vibe. I think you do good things for the restaurant business.
Thank you.
Would you be up to me giving you a quick pop quiz to see what you know about restaurant menus and stuff like that?
Let's do it.
I promise you they're fair. Define Wagyu.
Fattiest cut of beef, of steak, only from Japan.
Yeah, it really means Japanese cow. Do you recognize what the top grade of Wagyu would be on a menu?
A5.
Correct. Want to stop now?
No, let's go out on top.
Good. What's clarified butter?
It's known as ghee, right?
Throwing it in.
Yeah, it's
I like
butter
that.
without the milk solids.
Where does the Calabrian chili originate from?
Now's where I start getting out of my way.
From Calabria, Italy. Do you drink? What are the 3 ingredients in a Negroni?
Gin, Campari, vermouth. It's the best cocktail ever.
What must champagne be in order to be called champagne?
Sparkling wine from Champagne.
French dip sandwich. Very, very, very popular these days by my man Saul Hank.
Yeah.
What is the dip made from?
Is it the drippings from the prime rib?
It's the beef broth.
Okay.
Béarnaise sauce.
I know there's some mayonnaise in there potentially. Other than that,
What part of the artichoke is edible?
the heart.
What is the predominant spice that flavors gin?
This is one that I'm excited to learn the answer, but I have no idea.
Juniper berries. What is the meat that chorizo is made out of?
Is it pork?
Yeah. Do you know the difference between Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino?
No, but I should.
Parmigiano is cow's milk,
Okay.
and Pecorino is sheep's milk. Parmigiano is aged longer, at least 12 months, and Pecorino is usually aged a little bit less, 5 to 8 months. Uni is another name for what?
Sea urchin gonads.
Yes, sir. Do you know what confit means?
Sauce.
It's a cooking method. It means cooked in its own fat. A classic pesto, the herb is,
Basil.
and the nut is,
Pine nuts.
right on. That's enough. You did great, dude. And maybe you learned a couple of things.
I absolutely did.
Yeah. So this popularity, have you been able to monetize it at all?
I'm starting to lean into some brand partnerships.
Sure.
I also want to build out this taste brand into something bigger than me.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that I want to do with this. But I think this year was my sole focus was just making the best content that I can make and growing a following. Next year is where I start leaning into the money making side of it.
You know your stuff.
Thanks for having me.
It's awesome.
This is great.
Bobby on the beat. So
It's so funny that I literally just found out who this guy is this morning.
yeah, he's. I like watching him because I think it's a cool concept. It's a very simple concept, but it's something that you want to watch him either get into the restaurants or not get into the restaurants. I don't expect you to know every single thing about French cuisine or something else, but if you're a restaurant critic, you need to know about all these different cuisines, at least the terminology and understanding what they are. It's a big job.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, but if you want to take it on, I believe that you should know stuff. And I think that he actually knows a lot.
I think he did great, honestly. And I feel like he probably did better than some of the line cooks at my restaurant.
How you feeling about the restaurant business in New York these days?
You know, you were one of the first people that I told that I was closing 2 of my restaurants, and you were super supportive. So you've always been supportive.
Well, thank you. But let's just go back really quickly so people understand. So Pig and Cow, the original, opened what year?
2012.
Okay, so it was there for 13 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So 13 years in a restaurant in New York City is literally 500 years in dog age. I mean, it's forever.
Yeah.
It's a very, very long time. But all kinds of things can happen in the restaurant business, whether it's just time to do something different or there's a real estate problem.
Yep.
Landlords sometimes are not easy to deal with. There's all kinds of reasons why restaurants, decide to close down. And then you had a couple other restaurants as well. And now Pig and Cow is uptown on the Upper West Side, which is kind of interesting because
Such a different vibe.
well, it's a different vibe. Although they are saying like there's been a lot of stories about New York lately that the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side is where like all the cool restaurants are going to.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now
I knew that when I picked that location.
Of course you did. And like decades earlier, it was like everything was moving downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in a place like Clinton Street, when you first moved there, I mean, there was nothing there.
Nothing.
I mean, zero.
Yeah.
And like a little bit shaky down there in terms
That's why
of
the rent was so cheap.
Yes, exactly. But you made a great go of it. How do you feel about with the restaurant businesses in New York now?
If you're an older brand or an older restaurant, you're just trying to compete with all these, younger like restaurants that just get so much airtime on social media. And those restaurants, I always said, like, stay true to what you do. And if you do a good job, people will continue coming back and back, right? And so it's not about like what's hot and new and what's fresh, because you want those repeat customers. But it is a little bit, especially in this day and age, you have to be at the top of the social media game because people will forget about you. Google reviews are still like
Relevant.
Extremely relevant. And we asked people to give us a Google review. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is like so cheesy and so like not Pig and Cow's vibe, but I don't really care. And if you ask someone,
They want to be heard.
And they'll be nicer.
That you're reintroducing this cuisine and this concept to a whole new neighborhood. How does that go?
So we actually have found out that a lot of people who used to be Pig and Cow regulars that moved out of the Lower East Side either moved up to like Westchester or to the Upper West Side, Upper East Side. And so we have a lot of our old customers coming back to us, which is kind of cool.
So I want you to give me some advice.
Okay.
So I haven't had a restaurant in New York in 5 years. Should I open a new restaurant in New York?
I feel it's very different. You're Bobby Flay. I mean,
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, it's like people will come to your restaurant.
Even if people come to your restaurant, I still feel like in New York City, it's almost impossible to make a profit these days.
It is.
I mean, there's 3 buckets, right? There's occupancy, there's cost of goods, and there's labor. And all 3 of those are very, very high. And so, right? I mean,
Yes.
It's no matter how busy you are, it's very hard to make money. Should I just stay on the sidelines or should I open a restaurant?
I mean, you clearly miss it.
Oh, I do.
Like you talk about it often, and I feel like you really miss it. So maybe if you could do something like, I don't know, what's like a passion project of yours?
I have a couple.
Yeah, right? Like,
I do.
Because you don't have enough to do during,
Exactly.
like your schedule is not busy enough. But I feel like I feel like it's something you're missing, right? Like
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And the financial part of it, while it's completely a headache, that doesn't actually matter as much to me because the passion is way more valuable.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make you something to eat. And while I'm making it, I'm going to let you watch how I make it.
Okay.
Bobby on the beat. Okay, we're going to make some green chili chicken soup. Spicy and delicious. All right, we're going to start by roasting some aromatics like red onion, some garlic. Definitely need some poblano chilies, some jalapenos. Those green chilies are important, of course. And then tomatillos, those things that look like green tomatoes but aren't quite green tomatoes. We're going to roast them in the oven for about 20-25 minutes, get them nice and soft. Put them in a pot with some chicken broth, a little bit of cumin, a touch of honey, and we're going to let that cook for a little while. And then we're going to just kind of prep the garnish. Some fresh avocado, some fresh lime. Let the broth and all the roasted vegetables get together, put them in a blender together, and blend it up. Really make it nice and very, very, very smooth. At the very last second, add a bunch of cilantro for some freshness and some herbaceousness. If you notice, I put a little honey in there. Kind of balances out the tartness and the spiciness. Goes with one another. Some picked chicken. I like to use thighs. Put that delicious hearty soup in a bowl. Garnish it with some blue corn or yellow corn tortillas for some crunch, some avocados, a little more fresh cilantro, or maybe a squeeze of lime, and that's a hearty, delicious soup. And it's getting a little cold out, so let's do it. Bobby on the beat. All right, so I made this soup for you. I didn't know you were a big soup drinker.
Well, I wouldn't call it soup drinking.
You drink and you like soup.
Slurping, maybe.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love when you judge on Beat Bobby Flay. You always ding me for like not enough acid. And I literally think about it all the time. I'm like, And I don't know who I really do not know who the judges are going to be until I come out and I see you guys sitting there. And one of the things that people don't realize on Beat Bobby Flay, this is a little behind the scenes, is that you guys have already tasted it and decided. And the reason why that happens is because we want you to eat the food hot. If we waited to like move the cameras and change the set and this and that, then it's like 45 minutes, which happens on most other shows.
Yep.
And then you're told to don't take temperature in consideration. Don't take the texture into consideration because it starts to congeal. No. So
I love that I live rent free in your brain.
You live in my head, Leah. No, I mean honestly, every time I pick up like a lime or a lemon, I always think about you because you're right. Like these kinds of dishes that are like have complexities in terms of like flavors and textures kind of running all over the place. They need acid. Taste
Can
my
I
soup.
eat my?
Yes.
Can I drink my soup?
I want you to drink your soup.
How is this different than a tortilla soup?
In tortilla soup, there's a lot more tortillas in it. This is more like a verde, like a green version of one.
Do you cook all the time?
All the time.
All the time.
I cook all the time. I cook for my family and my friends. My daughter Sophie is around a lot now because she moved back to New York, which is great. So
how nice is that, right?
It's great. And also, she's always hungry. So
does she cook?
She cooks a little bit, but not when I'm around.
Yeah.
She just says, "What are we having?"
It does not need more acid.
Okay, good. Is there too much acid?
No.
Okay.
It's like perfect.
Okay.
The only thing I would say is like I want more of those tortillas.
More tortillas for the crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, like no, I want to eat this whole bowl.
Okay, so the balance of it is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're a very good judge. You're also very descriptive, and I think like that's one of the things that people don't realize. But one of the things that we rely on are people like you who understand what things are supposed to taste like, and it can be really descriptive when they're tasting them. So when you're tasting something, you kind of bring that dish to life for the viewer.
People think I'm a tough judge.
You are tough. Well, especially on Triple Threat. Triple Threat.
Oh my God. People were like, you were so mean.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you something about Triple Threat. Every judge on Triple Threat takes a social media beating.
Yeah.
And it's because it's only you. You become a very big character in the show. There's no one else to lean on or to blame it on.
I loved it. I love the attention.
You were fantastic that night.
Thank you.
One other thing that I did for this episode is I do these thing called Insta reviews. Actually, I want to go to Pig and Cow because I haven't been to the one on the Upper West Side.
Okay.
And basically what happens is I go outside the restaurant before I go in. I make a reservation. Before I go in for about an hour, I stand outside and I talk to people coming out. Okay. And I'm like, what should I have? Like I help.
Oh, you did that with Gordon Ramsay's place.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I went to Hell's Kitchen, and I've been to a bunch of other places, and so I would definitely want to do Pig and Cow for sure. And so I get a consensus as to what I should have. So we went to Martha Stewart's restaurant in Las Vegas.
Wait, she has a restaurant?
It's called the Bedford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very sort of Connecticut-esque.
I'm not a Vegas girl. I don't really know what's going on in Vegas.
Well, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
All right. Bobby on the beat. So I've never been to the Bedford, and so I'm doing this new thing now where like before I go to a restaurant that I haven't been to before, I talk to people coming out and ask them basically what I should have. Like what are your favorite dishes? What are your favorite things to eat here?
Well, I get the oysters, which they're outstanding.
What's your name?
Casey,
I'm Bobby.
nice to meet you.
What were the favorite things you had for dinner?
They have here bread basket. Excellent. It's very different than any other gourmet restaurant. So I ordered one and then I'm taking to room to sneak on.
I liked the lobster. We split it. Everything we had was good. The caprese salad was good.
The lemon drop martini, the oysters.
You come here a lot.
Yes, I come every year for my birthday. This is the third time I've come for my birthday.
The bread's excellent.
Why does everybody talk about the bread?
Well,
Bread is amazing. You have to have it.
Oh, and the lemon drop. You gotta have one of the martinis.
I had a mojito. That was really good.
How many have you had?
1.5.
There's no such thing as a half a cocktail. Once you order it, it's 2. Have you ever been to either Amalfi or Mesa Grill or Brasserie B?
None of those. You made out the name, didn't you?
Those are my restaurants. Come on, I have good bread too.
We also had the scallops,
Wait, which scallops? I looked at the menu. There's 2 scallops on the menu.
the crudo.
Have the baked potato.
Massage
He
it.
massages
How'd you
it.
forget to tell me
Butter
about
on it. It was
Are
amazing.
you sure you're talking about a potato?
The potato Well, it was all good.
Well, this has been very helpful. Thank you so much. We want the oysters casino. We want the scallop crudo, the caprese salad. We want the lobster.
A whole lobster?
Yep. And we want this smashed baked potatoes. Yes, we're gonna have Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, so this is the bread basket that gets like tons of shout outs here. These flatbreads with like vegetables kind of baked into them, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, I always love the texture of like a flatbread. This is the focaccia with cherries. It's very cool.
That's Martha does a cocktail. That way she can say, I only had one.
Fire lemon drop martini is good. I thought it was gonna be like really sweet, but it's not. It's like got really good balance. I love that they put a sphere of ice in the middle. It's good. This is the scallop crudo, very thinly sliced scallop. It has like some citrus on it, some radishes, a little bit of jalapeno. Very bright, delicious. So the oysters are like baked or broiled with breadcrumbs and garlic and bacon. Good. Martha's version of a caprese salad. So there's burrata with these beautiful, looks like heirloom tomatoes. There's a reason why it's a classic, because it works. It's like basil, mozzarella, tomatoes. In this case, they're using burrata, which is basically a cream-filled mozzarella with balsamic vinegar. It's so good. I've known Martha Stewart forever. I think she's literally one of the smartest people in the world. Whenever I'm in the room with Martha Stewart, I learn something new.
What happens?
Thank you so much. This is good. That's the way baked potatoes should taste. Good job in the seasoning. This is like Martha's like heritage. Like she comes from a Polish family. So we got some good recommendations out there on the streets of the Paris hotel. Everything they told us to order, by consensus basically, was good. Bobby on the beat. Have you ever spent any time with Martha Stewart?
No, she's amazing. I mean, I don't know her, but like, yeah.
I mean, I said it in that video, but like, whenever I'm in the same room with Martha Stewart, I come out smarter. She is the smartest person I've ever come across in my life. She knows everything about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's actually remarkable, like how Martha Stewart she is. Like she literally has set the standard for like so many of us in this country. Like
maybe one day I'll meet her.
And so she opened this restaurant in the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas, which, you know, it's like really her first restaurant. And it's exactly the food that you would think it would be. It's very simple, very pristine.
How long has it been open?
It's been open for about 1.5 years or something, or
Okay.
2 years or something like that. Yeah. And so it does really nicely. And like, obviously Martha has a ton of fans.
Yeah.
So now they can actually eat her food.
That's cool.
It's really nice. Are you going to do another cookbook? I know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So I.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I'm in the process.
The first one was lemongrass and lime.
and lime,
Yeah.
and that was more of like
A guide to
restaurant-
acid.
Yeah. It was like a restaurant kind of cookbook.
Yeah.
It was a lot of the stuff that either, you know, I ran as specials on the menu, or it was like food from my travels to Southeast Asia. And then this book that I'm working on is like fully Filipino.
Do you speak any other languages?
Like Italian when I'm drunk.
Right. Drunk Italian. It's a new Italian. I like that. Well, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you, like on social and stuff like that?
At Leah S. Cohen on Instagram.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You're the best. Okay, thanks so much for watching. That was a really fun little time here with Leah Cohen. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube on Bobby on the Beat podcast. And don't forget, every Monday we drop a new episode. Of course, follow us on Instagram, and wherever you get your podcast, you can always listen to us, you know, when you're in the car or walking down the street. Tune in next week. I'm going to have Leah Cohen. She's going to talk about all of her amazing influences from all over the world and how she feels about judging on places like Beat Bobby Flay and Triple Threat. It's not that easy. Bobby on the Beat.